Alien abductions. It's a topic that's been talked about for decades. Whether you believe in them or not, the stories of those who claim to have been taken by extraterrestrial beings are fascinating. In this video, we'll explore some of the most famous cases of alien abductions and the stories surrounding them. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the mysterious world of alien encounters. Gulf Breeze alien sightings. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, the town of Gulf Breeze, Florida, became a hotbed of UFO activity. The first incident occurred on November 11, 1987, when a man named Ed Walters claimed to have seen a UFO hovering over his house. Walters claimed that he was outside taking pictures of his home when he saw a glowing object in the sky. He took several photos of the object before it flew away. Walters claimed that he saw the same object several times over the next few months and took more photos of it. They were not the only ones. A city council member, too, claimed that he saw a bright orange object fly over on March 17, 1988. A retired publisher of a newspaper said that he saw it too. One of the most intriguing sightings occurred in March of 1990, when several witnesses claimed to have seen a UFO hovering over a local park. One of the witnesses, a woman named Vicki Landrum, claimed that the object emitted a blinding light and was so bright that it burned her skin. Landrum and her grandson were hospitalized with radiation burns and other injuries. Landrum claimed that the object was a military helicopter, but skeptics pointed out that the injuries did not match the effects of a helicopter's rotor wash. Another witness, a man named Tom Smith, claimed to have seen a similar object around the same time. He described it as a long, triangular-shaped craft with lights on the corners. Smith said that the craft was completely silent and moved slowly through the sky. In response to the controversy, the Gulf Breeze UFO Research Center was established in 1989. The center was run by a group of volunteers who were dedicated to investigating the sightings and gathering evidence to support the existence of UFOs. The center's investigations led to the discovery of several unusual artifacts in the Gulf Breeze area, including strange metallic objects and unusual markings on the ground that some claim may have been evidence of alien landing sites. Buff Ledge Camp Abduction. In 1968, a group of girls attending the Buff Ledge Camp in Vermont experienced an event that would become one of the most famous alien abduction cases in history. The girls reported being taken aboard a spacecraft by beings that they described as humanoid with large heads and eyes. They underwent various medical procedures, including physical examinations and the insertion of needles and probes into their bodies. The experience lasted for several hours, and the girls returned to camp with strange marks and bruises on their bodies. The abduction incident has been studied extensively by researchers, and many different theories have been put forward to explain what happened that night. Some believe that the girls were the victims of a genuine alien abduction. They argue that the details of the girls' experiences are consistent with other cases of alien abduction, and that the girls' emotional distress and physical symptoms are typical of those who have undergone such traumatic experiences. Others, however, have suggested that the girls may have been the victims of a hoax or a prank. They point out that the girls were all together at the time of the alleged abduction, and that would have been easy for someone to stage the incident. However, the incident has sparked a great deal of interest in the subject of alien abduction and has helped to popularize the idea that we are not alone in the universe. It'll remain a mystery whether or not the girls were really abducted by aliens, or whether they were the victims of a hoax may never be known for certain. But this story has helped to fuel our fascination with the possibility of extraterrestrial life and the mysteries of the universe. The Reed Family. In 1966, the Reed family of Sheffield, Massachusetts, reported experiencing a harrowing alien abduction. The incident began when the family saw a strange light in the sky and decided to investigate. They drove their car to a nearby field where they saw a craft hovering above the ground. Suddenly, a beam of light emerged from the craft and enveloped the car, lifting it off the ground and carrying it towards the craft. The family reported being taken aboard the craft, where they were subjected to a series of medical procedures by beings that they described as humanoid with large insect-like eyes. The beings communicated with the family telepathically and showed them images of Earth and other planets. The Reed family's alien abduction has been the subject of much controversy and debate over the years. Some have dismissed their story as a hoax or hallucination, while others have taken it as evidence of the existence of extraterrestrial life. Despite the skepticism of some, the Reed family story is compelling and has been investigated by a number of researchers over the years. The family members have consistently maintained their story, and their descriptions of the beings and the procedures they underwent have been found to be consistent with other cases of alleged alien abductions. The Reed family's experience has also been supported by a number of other witnesses who reported seeing strange lights and crafts in the area around the time of the alleged abduction. Some have even claimed to have seen the Reed family being taken aboard the spacecraft. The Ariel School in Zimbabwe. In September of 1994, a group of children at the Ariel School in Rua, Zimbabwe, reported seeing a strange craft land near their school during recess. The children, ranging in age from 5 to 12 years old, saw several small beings emerge from the craft and approach them. The beings were described as small, with large heads and black eyes. They did not speak audibly, but communicated with the children telepathically, showing them images of the environmental destruction and warning them about the dangers of nuclear weapons. The incident caused a stir in the community and quickly gained international attention. The children's accounts were investigated by John Mack, a Harvard psychiatrist who specializes in alien encounters. Mack interviewed the children and found them to be credible witnesses, with consistent descriptions of the beings and their communication. The Ariel School alien abduction is notable for the number of witnesses involved and the credibility of their accounts. In addition to the children, several teachers and parents also reported seeing strange objects in the sky around the time of the incident. Despite the compelling nature of the Ariel School alien abduction, skeptics have suggested that the children may have been influenced by mass hysteria or external factors, such as exposure to media coverage of UFO sightings. However, the consistency of the children's descriptions and the lack of evidence of outside influence make this explanation unlikely. The Ariel School alien abduction remains a fascinating and controversial case in the study of UFO sightings and alien encounters. It is notable of the number of witnesses involved and the credibility of their accounts. The Voronezh alien abduction. In September of 1989, in the Russian city of Voronezh, a strange incident occurred that involved multiple witnesses who reported seeing a UFO and encountering strange beings. According to reports, a group of children were playing in the park when they saw a giant, three-eyed creature emerging from a spaceship that had landed nearby. The creature was described as humanoid, with blue skin and a cone-shaped head. It was accompanied by two smaller beings, which the children described as robots. The children were frightened, and some of them ran away, but a group of them stayed to watch what was happening. Witnesses reported that the creatures communicated with them telepathically, showing them images of their home planet and making gestures that seemed to suggest that they were friendly. They also asked the children if they could borrow a small child for a short time. The children agreed, and the aliens took a 9-year-old boy with them into the UFO. The beings reportedly left after a short time, and the children ran to tell the parents and other adults what they had seen. However, the investigation was far from over. Over the next few days, more witnesses came forward, claiming to have seen the same UFO and the creatures. The incident was widely reported in the Russian media, and it caused a sensation. The Soviet government was quick to respond, sending a team of investigators to Voronezh to look into the incident. The investigators interviewed the witnesses and examined the park for any evidence of the UFO or the creatures. The investigators found no physical evidence of the UFO or the aliens that the children had reportedly been in contact with, but they did conclude that the witnesses were credible and that they believed what they had seen. The fact that multiple witnesses reported seeing the same creature and the same spacecraft lends some credibility to their accounts. However, the fact that the witnesses were children also makes it less likely that they would have fabricated the story or have been influenced by outside factors. As we continue to explore the universe and search for signs of extraterrestrial life, it's important to remain open to the possibility that we may one day encounter beings from other worlds. Which of these cases seems to be the most believable to you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching our Late Night Top 5 channel. We're a new channel and would love to have your support by subscribing, liking, or simply dropping a comment down below. To watch more interesting late night videos, click the links to continue watching more.